Greetings and welcome to StuntHangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I will be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for watching StuntHangar Video Hangouts. Let me see if I can fix this. My name is Charles Carter and I will be your host this evening. I still don't know how to avoid that. So unfortunately, so I figured that out. That's going to be the introduction every time. Um, anyways, I want to thank you for tuning in and watching StuntHangar Video Hangouts. And we do this every Monday and Friday, starting around 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Now we have a after party following the live stream. Actually, we don't change anything except I just end the live stream portion. And I want you to know that sometimes sometimes the after party is better than the live stream. I know it's hard to believe, but sometimes it is. Now, to attend the after party, you must be a registered StuntHangar forum member to find the link to attend the after party. That link, by the way, is under At the Bench, and I'll put it with today's date momentarily. Now, here at StuntHangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of StuntHangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench, and then underneath that, I will post the link with today's date. Now, if you are not a member, please register at stunthanger.com/SMF. That's stunthanger.com/S as in smart, M as in men, F as in flying. So stunthanger.com/smart men flying. That's courtesy of Jeff Riley. Now you must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of StuntHangar will not approve you. Now, if you're inclined to not come in, just enjoy watching us on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box, and I'll do my best to make your comments or the questions a part of the show. Understand, though, sometimes I can't get a word in myself, so be patient, and I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comment. Now, if you find the StuntHangar Video Hangouts or the many building videos that Sparky does on this platform informative and enjoyable, please give us a thumbs up, give us a like, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, hit the notification bell for all notifications so that whenever myself or Sparky comes on, you will be notified. And share the videos. Also comments also help. Now, mind you, I don't come into Sparky's YouTube channel, but Monday and Friday evenings, so I won't get any notifications or comments. So if you want to get in touch with me, have any comments about the show or anything I can do to help, please go to my YouTube channel, which is called Flying Control Line Stunt. It's all one word run together. If you Google Flying Control Line Stunt on the YouTube search bar, you should find my channel. And go ahead and select the YouTube channel video where I'm flying at the Nats. I'm using Sparky's plane as a matter of fact, and comment there, and then I'll get a notification that you have made a comment, and I'll look at it and respond much quicker than any other way. So until I make a dedicated video on YouTube, on my YouTube channel for that, just use the national championship video to make your comments. That way they're all in one place. Now, you also can help us grow by becoming a member of our YouTube channel, which has a membership starting at $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And your support helps offset some of the expenses of running StuntHangar. Now, with your memberships, I can tell when you're in the YouTube chat, because you'll have special emojis or badges that distinguishes you from other people. And I'll know that you are one of our members, and I definitely appreciate you for doing that. Now, with your memberships, you'll get special badges, and you also get member-only videos, which unlimited replay of these videos. Some of them are involving Al Raby, And I'm sure there'll be others, but these are videos that are just only available for members only. You can also use the super chat, which is located at the chat box, to make donations. It's a big $sign. And that's only available during the live stream. So remember, I do these every Monday and Friday night, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, I don't post the link on the YouTube, on the StuntHangar forum until after I finish this part. But anyways, use these around that time. And I want to ask you to keep the conversations family room friendly. In other words, don't use words or don't do things you wouldn't do around your children or grandchildren. So let's kind of use that as a rule. I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. So let me go ahead and post the link for StuntHangar forum. I'm going to click there. There we go. All right, so the link is posted. So now my friends and hopefully new guests will see the link and come on in and be part of the show. I'm looking forward to a great show tonight and have lots of fun. And let me go to the YouTube channel and see what's going on in YouTube. Might need to make a few changes here to see what's going on there. Okay, just bear with me while I do this. The other format we used to use, I could do all this prior to streaming the live show. So I apologize for this. I know it seems
turn on my audio.
I'll be right with you. Just a second. Hang on. Let's see here.
Okay. Where's the audio not turning on? There it goes.
Is that you, Peter?
Yep.
All right. I don't see you at the moment. I'm on another screen. Just give me a moment here.
Okay, yeah, I'm in. I just had to turn my audio on.
Let's see here. What's going on? Oh, I'm in the wrong channel. Switch accounts. All right, so I see Jeff Riley's in the house. Hey, Jeff Riley says, good evening, Charles, and all others in the shop or anywhere else. And then Todd Stinson says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Todd. Appreciate you coming in and appreciate you coming in, Jeffrey. And Jeffrey, I use your acronym, Smart Men Flying. I really like that. And let's see here. So we have 6 likes and we have 8 concurrent viewers right now, and thank you very much for coming in. And we are going to be getting started. Let me change my screen here so I can see Peter. All right, Peter. All right. Well, now we're all set. And how are you doing?
Oh, me, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine tonight. I am going to slot the hinges from my elevator over here. And the control horns are already connected. On Friday I secured the elevator horn to the stab, so that's all set up and centered. Now I'm going to slot the hinges and the stab for the elevators and install the rudder. And once that is done, then it's, drag it out to the garage and start sanding. So get it ready for covering.
Oh, that's fantastic. So did you use that tool?
My one bottleneck right now is I have to email Randy over at Aero Products because I want to order from him, a tuned pipe for this plane. I have not gotten any responses back from him. I don't know what's going on with Randy these days.
Yeah, well, hopefully he'll respond to you. Did you use that tool you showed us Friday?
Oh yeah, the hacksaw blade modification. Yeah, I used that when I needed to cut the slots for the two tabs that secure the elevator horn into the stab. You get your tubing, and you get usually two pieces of brass or copper
Right.
straps, and that plugs into the stabilizer.
Right.
And you need to slot those. You need to make the slots for it. Yeah, I use that on. I use that on Friday to make the slots for that. I'm going to try to find the regular tool for the hinges, but if I can't find the tool for the hinges, I'll go back using this, the slot for the hinges as well.
Right. Very good. Let me
Oh
say
yeah,
hi
it works.
to
I mean, I've used this. Actually, this was for the longest time before I actually, broke down and spent the money on a Dubro hinge slotting tool. This
Yeah.
this was my go-to tool for doing all my slots and for everything. So
It is
I
a
can't
number
complain.
of
This
ways
does
of
work.
doing the slots for the hinges. I've seen that, and the Windy style was good with the Dremel tool.
Yeah,
And
exactly. I'm not so, let me put it this way, I'm not so extravagant that I'm going to buy a power tool just to make hinge slots.
right, I've seen that. Let me say hi to John and Gary. You guys, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Been here sooner, but I wasn't.
So how you doing, John?
I'm doing okay. Spent some time out in the garage today, digging through stuff, getting closer to my airplane stuff. I found a couple of boxes. You wouldn't believe what I found here. Let me show you.
This is your month, John.
Yeah,
My month?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the calendar. I was trying to
Oh, cool.
locate my calendar to show John's picture.
Yeah.
I'll find it. So what did you find? Oh, oh yeah, the magazine article. Yes.
Yeah.
Man, big
Well,
time.
actually, I have about like 6 copies. Got about 6 copies of that. And then
Yeah.
this is the Flying Models that has the little twin Pathfinder in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. What page is it on?
Let's see here.
I know I ordered the article from Flying Models on the Pathfinder.
Uh-huh.
I think I did. I have all kinds of stuff filed away in files.
That is.
And I know I got the Vector article out of Flying Models, and I think I got the Pathfinder.
Well, the twin is on page 38, and this is the August 2010 issue.
Can you show it? Can you?
Yeah, let me get to that page.
I think I have that. Let me see here.
You know, Charles, on that article, all right, telling you about the bicycle spokes. I think it was in a Modeler magazine way back.
Oh, really?
60s.
Okay.
Yeah, someplace back in there, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, just it's kind of like there's so much information out there. Sometimes
Yeah.
trying to capture all of it is a challenge.
Ooh. Here's a 3 view of a plane I've been thinking about modeling for stunt. I'll just show it to you.
Ooh. Now, obviously, that's
Japanese fighter called.
What is that?
That's the Raiden. It's a high altitude radial engine fighter that can get up to altitude where they can take on the B-29s. And it's got pretty good numbers for a stunt derivative. So I like to try to make, excuse me, if I reach the paper to drop. I like to make the my semi-scale stunners as close to scale as I can make them.
Right.
And so I just hate having characters, there it is.
Yeah, I believe I have that article.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can tell
Yeah,
about
and
that.
the Pathfinder Ellie article was out of May 2009, Flying Models.
There you go. And then here's one. I showed this a couple of months ago. This is Model Builder, the old Model Builder magazine. And you
I've
see
heard of it.
right up there at the top there, you see there's my Twister sister.
Oh,
It is-
very cool.
It is now Nostalgia Legal.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm finding a few things here and there.
Yeah, I was talking to Gary earlier today, and we was talking about classic, and I was trying to remember the cutoff date. Do you remember what the cutoff date is for classic?
1979 or 69.
1969?
Yeah. And Nostalgia is takes off at 70 and continues 30 years for 30 years. In other words, plain designs that are 30 years old or older,
Right.
if I remember correctly, which I've been known not to remember correctly. So
Ah. You're not getting caught at as much as before, I imagine. You don't have someone correcting you who lives with you right now. So
well, I get plenty of that. You know, there's the old story, biblical story, where I think Christ said that basically a prophet gets no respect in his hometown.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like it is in the stunt world too.
Well, gentlemen, let me catch up on the chat box. I didn't have the chat screen up, so I'm missing some comments here. Jeff Riley says, question for the Genius Bar.
Oh,
Does silks and need to run in direction, or is it okay to cross cut and apply?
runs in direction.
Okay. So there's your answer, Jeff, from the Genius Bar. And then Jeff Riley says silk span. That's what I was struggling with. Okay. So does silk span need to run in direction, or is it okay to cross cut it?
The grain runs the length of the sheet, and
Okay.
you can tell the grain by tearing a little piece of it. If it tears relatively straight without a lot of frayage or anything, you're tearing along the grain. If you go across the grain, it doesn't want to go straight, and it has lots of frayage in that. Look at this handsome guy here. Let's get it. That was me 30 years ago.
Wow. Amazing. That is.
And there's the article with the planes. I built two of them.
Hinges are there already, done.
What was that?
No, never mind. I found my slotting tool, my hinge slotting tool, and I'm saying to myself, okay, now I just have to find the hinges. But where the hell are the hinges? I'm like drawing a complete and total blank on where my hinges would be, and I'm starting to panic because I'm saying, like, where the heck am I? I have to go out and buy hinges now. Guess what?
Yeah, hang on, Peter. John was
The hinges are in one
Hang on,
side of
hang
it
on,
already, and I'm going nuts looking for them.
just hang on,
That's
Peter.
okay. I was pretty much done.
You was okay. Well, those pictures of the planes, that was the Twisted Sister, or was that the Pathfinder?
Twister Sister.
Okay. All right.
Not Twisted Sister, but Twister
Oh.
Sister. It was a play on the old group Twisted Sister,
Yeah.
but it was Twister Sister, like Twister the model airplane sister.
Okay. And was that basically a built-up twister?
It was a built-up franchise twister.
Built-up fancherized twister. Okay. Cool. Well, I still need to catch up. I'm a little bit behind. Mike Rigel, he says, Jeff, I've always used silk span lengthwise. And then Mike Rigel says, that must be a recent photo. Oh, is that referring John? Never mind. And then Jeff Riley says, I seem to remember that too, but it seems I can get better coverage cross-cut. And then Jeff Riley says, I have more scrap, but I have a pretty big trash can. And Marcel Legrand, he says, evening, everyone. That's awesome, John. I imagine he's referring to your magazine articles. And then Mike Rigel says, it's supposed to have more strength if it runs lengthwise, like down the fuselage or from the wingtip to wingtip. And then Minnesota Mike says hi. And then Minnesota Mike goes on to say, John, is the pizza done yet?
I didn't get a pizza tonight.
No pizza.
I'm gonna go with one of those, maybe a Nashville chicken.
Oh, okay. Hey, Lynn.
Hey, guys.
And Howard.
Lynn.
I see Howard's in it. And Walter. Hey, Walter. Thanks
Oh,
for
look
coming
at
in. And
What
Dennis.
now?
Dan?
Thank you for coming in, Dennis. And Carl, I see your name there. Thanks, Carl, for coming in. And let's see. Continuing on, Jeff Riley says, that makes sense. And then Jeff Riley says, hi, Mike. And Minnesota Mike says, hi, Jeff. Dennis Adamison says, like this. Very cool. Thank you, Dennis. And then Marcel Legrand says, I just finished building a fancherized twister. Well, congratulations, Marcel. That is a very good flying profile. And
For sure.
from personal experience, I actually learned the remainder of the stunt pattern on a fancherized twister, if I remember correctly.
But just so you know, on the Twister Sister, it was the design was the initial design was in 1989, and the first one was finished and flown in contest in the Midwest in 1989, late 89 and 90. So it is definitely 30 years old.
Oh, very
Yeah.
good.
Just for my buddy there with the silk span, if you run it across the ribs, the length of the cord, it tends to sag more between the ribs, and it's not as strong. Your wing may have more of a tendency to fold because it'll tear on the line. The strength is in the length.
Okay, that's a good tip. Thank you very much. Hey, Mike, thanks for coming in.
Hi.
And then Mike Rigel says, John, I must be one of the lucky ones. I keep looking younger and younger. Mike Rigel,
Definitely.
we need to see what you look like. You should come
Yeah.
inside the show.
Yeah, he thinks.
Yeah, all you guys there on the chat box, like Marcel Legrand, come on in here. And Mike Rigel, come on in. You know, that'd be wonderful.
Anytime I ever told my wife I think I'm looking younger, she said, forget it.
Where are you looking, boy?
Who you kidding? Oh, man.
Well, you can dream.
Well, every now and again, I'll say to her, what do you think? You think I could still pass for 45? Forget it.
Yeah, dream is free. Doesn't cost anything to dream.
Give your head a shake.
Why do you think I grow this whiskers, you know?
Hey, Mike,
Yeah, I
you
got a
there?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Hey,
I'm
Mike,
here.
the reason I didn't respond to your text the other night is I left my phone at work, so I couldn't respond to anything.
Oh, no, that's all right. I just wanted to let you know that we were going to redo the link again. So
Yeah,
that's,
see, I couldn't get in because I didn't have a phone to get the information, so I was
Oh.
screwed.
Oh, that's too bad. We thought you were asleep or something.
No. I got off and then I couldn't get back on because I didn't know anything about the link and I didn't have
That's-
my phone here, so I couldn't
Yeah.
contact anybody.
that's all right. Me and Howard and Steve held down the fort till about 3
Perfect.
o'clock in the morning, I think.
Well done. Awesome.
Wow.
Of course, that's only 1 o'clock Howard's time. So
Perfect.
anybody do any flying? We did.
All right. What did you fly?
we went out yesterday and we took 3 of Sam's new F2D combat planes out. We got 8 of them. We got to test and trim, but we just took 3 of them out and he put about 4 flights on each airplane. So
Wow.
next time we go, we'll take 3 more. And I mean, we don't need this stuff right away, but since it's all put together, we're going to run them, test them, trim them, and just have them ready for when we do need them. And he was wanting to go fly anyway too, so because we haven't flown since the Nats. It was our first time out since the Nats, and he put up about a dozen flights. Hey, boy, he sure makes it easy, man. He makes it look easy go out there.
I
He's
can't
just-
even fly those things. They're too
Yeah,
fast.
he's in the
Yeah,
zone,
fast.
man.
Wow.
He's just in the zone and like nothing, you know. So of course it'll be a little different story when he's flying a match against someone with those, because they're, you know, a lot faster than anything else that we fly. So there'll be a learning curve there. And then we took his 3D electric biplane because we were at the RC field, and he put up a couple of flights on that. He's been practicing real hard on the simulator. He wants to learn 3D aerobatics with RC stuff. So, yeah,
Wild man.
well, he likes it all. So, but it was a good day. We had the whole field to ourselves. It was overcast, and it had rained in the morning, and it was only like 76 degrees and overcast. So it was perfect weather, no wind, no sun, and none of the RC guys were there. We were there all alone. So, you know, it only took us. We weren't even there 2 hours, I think. We got all those flights in, and we were back home. So,
Wow, that's awesome.
Oh, that's great.
I'm amazed that he can fly those things. That's outstanding. I can't fly those goddamn things. They're just too fast for me. I plant one like a flower every time I fly one.
I crashed the first one I flew about 10 years ago at Huntersville. Bill Dwayne had a couple of them, and he asked me if I wanted to try one, and I was like, I don't know, man. And yeah, I got behind it and stuff.
That's it. Once you get behind it, or you think it's over.
Yep, got behind it and you know, put his $6 Russian glass prop in the dirt and broke it.
Yep.
So that's what stings the most about that stuff is those glass props, man, because they're not cheap, you know.
They're not
Hey, Len.
bigger.
Len,
Yeah, yeah.
I left you my address on the chat.
Okay, I'll try to send that out the day after tomorrow. I'm working tomorrow, and the next day I'm off, so I'll do it that day.
No problem.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks, John.
Great. Yeah, thanks.
You're
Hey,
welcome.
John, I think Marcel Legrand said he just sent you an email with a picture of his twister he just finished.
Oh, I'll go over and see what I can find.
And maybe you can share it with us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
John, if you can't find it, if he posts it up on Facebook, I can pull it up there too.
All right.
I haven't seen it yet. I know he messaged me today and said that he had finished it, but I haven't seen any pictures posted of it yet.
Okay, I'll see what I can find.
Hey,
Marcel,
I got a-
excuse
Hey,
me.
I got a kit for one of those.
I got 2. Actually, I have 3 because I already
Yeah, you
had
do.
one. And I
You already
bought 2
had
more.
one. That's awesome.
Well, man, you know, when it's there and it's available, I don't know if I wouldn't say I quite have a hoarding problem, but what I worry about is, you know, there's going to come a point when these kits just aren't going to be as readily available, you
Oh,
know.
exactly.
And I don't want to run out. You know, I'm not hoarding, you know, old 60s and 70s and even 80s stuff. I'm looking more for
Modern stuff. Yeah.
modern stuff, the Randy Smith stuff, the good RSM stuff, and, you know, of course, Walter's stuff,
Exactly.
you know, the laser cut contest balsa stuff. That's kind of what I got my eye on now. I have no desire to build any of those older kits after building one of Walter's kits and, you know, starting on one of Randy's. So I
Yeah,
just,
building old kits is a waste of time. They're just so rough. I can't be bothered.
yeah, I think so
Hey,
too.
Mike.
Yeah.
Marcel's email hadn't showed up here yet.
Okay, well, Marcel, if you're listening, why don't you post up a couple of pictures on the Facebook page, and I'll look for them and share them with the guys.
Hey,
Oh,
Ron,
he
thanks for
actually
joining,
sent them
Ron.
to me. It'll take me a
Big
second. It'll take me a second to pull them up here, but you guys continue. I'll let you know when I get them.
Hey, Charles,
Hey, how's it
What's up?
going?
I got a show and tell.
Hey, all right, Eddie. I'm going to
You
change
guys-
the view to speaker view, so you'll show up big automatically, or whoever talks.
See if
show
y'all, you might recognize this. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
is
yeah,
that a
yeah.
Cobra? I mean,
Yak 9.
Air
Yeah,
Cobra?
9.
Yes,
Oh, Yak 9? I thought it was an Air Cobra.
this,
Very
I'm
cool.
honored to be holding this plane. This was Rusty's.
In Midwest?
Really?
Oh, really?
This was Rusty's Yak 9.
That's cool.
Oh, that is very cool. You are lucky. That's great.
And I'm looking forward to getting it in there. I probably
Oh,
won't do
yeah.
a lot of stunting with it because I don't want to crash it, but I do want to fly it. Got a Fox 35 on it.
You need to put the name Rusty under the canopy.
Stitched hinges
Oh, yeah.
on the elevator.
Lieutenant Colonel Rusty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Colonel Rusty.
yeah.
Hey, that is great, Eddie.
Good
And for those
stuff.
of you that are new, Rusty was the host of this program. He passed away, and then I took over. But Rusty is the one who held us down. I don't know how many years, a couple of years at least, 2 or 3 years of shows. And they're on his channel. If you go to Rusty Knowlton, I think is his YouTube channel. You can see all the older videos. I've been slowly acquiring them, but there's a lot of them on Rusty Knowlton's YouTube channel.
Yeah, I've got his shoestring. Will Davis had to transport it back from the Nats for me, but I'll pick it up when I see Will in Canton.
Yeah, we'll
That's awesome.
pass this one on to me while I was there. We got to talking about him and everything. I was looking forward to meeting Rusty one day, but he passed before I could do it. So
Yeah, Rusty stuff is popping up under his wife Holly's name now.
yeah, I didn't get to meet him. Wanted to.
Yeah, me too.
Is that all you got, Eddie, or did you have any something else besides just?
No, that's it.
I didn't
That's
want
it.
to jump out of you. I've got Marcel's pictures pulled up if you guys want to see his Fancherized Twister.
Yeah.
Sure. Hey.
Okay, are y'all seeing that?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. That is
Looks
sharp.
good.
Yeah,
Really
looks
good.
Let me go. There's another one there,
Cool.
Very nice.
and he just sent me a couple more.
That looked like a McDonald's airplane.
Let me see. Is that still sharing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a biplane.
All right, he sent me like 4 more, so
Now I
let's
can
just.
see it. I couldn't see it earlier. Now I see the first image.
Where'd it go?
Very nice.
Oh, you're just getting the first image?
Yeah.
See a biplane.
Okay, that's where we should be, on a biplane.
Yeah, that is shit hot. Whoops.
Okay, there looks like he's got another Twister there that he sent a picture of. I don't know if that's Fancherized or not.
Looks like it.
Yeah. Oh, geez. I don't know why these keep going away here. I think, how about that? That's his son with a Pathfinder, I believe.
He really likes Pathfinders.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta agree with him.
And then you can, of course, you can see his shop there. That's his daughter, I guess. I guess that's it. Well, there's a ringmaster.
That looks sharp too.
There's a ringmaster. Yeah, that was the last one. That's it. So thanks for sharing, Marcel. Appreciate that.
He builds a nice airplane.
Am I still sharing right now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I had this pulled up too. I wanted to see. Sorry. I don't know if anybody shared any videos yet while we've been on this Zoom thing. And I know in the past we've had issues with the video being clunky and all that. So I just got this real quick one of Sam here. Let's just see how this plays and tell me what the video quality is on your end when you watch it.
Roll it.
Is it playing good or is it?
Yeah,
It's a little
Good.
playing
little
pretty
jerky.
good. It's a little bit jumpy, but it's really not bad at all.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Not near as bad as the others, yeah.
You know,
Okay.
Mike,
Let it roll.
is that your flying field there, Mike?
Yeah. Wait, hang on. I'm going to go back to big again because I want you to see how just comfortable he is with this plane.
He's
Let me
killing
get to
it.
that.
He's absolutely killing it.
Hang on. Just watch his stance and because I'll zoom in on him here in a second, I think.
All right, the picture shows.
Close up.
Maybe not. Inverted.
I see they got those round bales out there. I thought they outlawed those.
All right, that's enough of that. Anyway, I just wanted to do a test and see if the video quality was better than when we were using before.
Good.
'Cause it seemed like every time somebody showed a video, it was, skipping every 5 seconds or something.
No, it's pretty good.
That's
Hey,
good to
Mike?
know. Yeah.
I see there's round bales out there in that field. I thought they outlawed those.
No, dude, they're all over Middle Tennessee. They're everywhere, man. So that club is the Columbia RC Club, and it's built on an old landfill. They got a 400-foot paved runway out there, and it's a county park is what it is. So there's a lot of BMX and mountain biking trails out there. They also have an RC car track out there that's very well groomed, very well taken care of. And then the river runs through there, so there's a boat launch access there. But the county cuts all that hay off, I guess, and sells it probably.
Wow.
They usually
I was
cut it.
I was
like-
told the reason they outlawed the round bales was because the cow couldn't get a square meal.
Oh God! Don was waiting for that one. So,
I
yeah,
like that.
we mow like our pit area and then kind of around the runway, and then most of the time the rest of that whole field, till it grows up a foot or two tall, and then they come in and cut it and bale it, and I guess they do that about 3 times a year. So
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, that's a good club. No dues. There's no club dues out there. It's free for anybody to join. You gotta have an AMA membership is all they ask for.
Wow.
Wow.
I
And
can't wait.
that one's just about 20 minutes from the house. So
I'm wondering what Peter's trying to show us. Look at the back.
No,
of
I'm just got my camera on. Basically what I'm doing is I'm slotting the hinges. I just have my camera on
Oh,
there.
okay.
rather than my ugly mug.
Is that on the Pathfinder? Yeah, that's Pathfinder.
Yeah, that's the Pathfinder. Yep.
Okay, just wondering.
Slotting the hinges.
Marcel, I think
Are you
wants
leaving, Robert?
Yeah, I just wanted to say hi. It's been a while and give you a little update on our weekend. We had
All
our
right.
prayer fire contest and it was just awesome. We couldn't ask for better weather, maybe a little cooler, but we'll take it. Winds didn't pick up till the contest was over each day. We had lots of participants. Kevin King came out with that magnificent Windy Artnowski Spitfire and won the Pilot's Choice Award for it. And it was my first contest to fly in 46 years. And I guess I did okay. In beginner, got three out of a field of 4.
Pretty
So
good.
I can live with that.
Yeah.
And I had a bunch of friends show up. Well, a few friends show up, and we got them flying a half A. And there was some old friends of mine from the 70s that showed up that were into RC now that heard about it and came on out. So we had a nice sort of reunion, and you couldn't ask for a better day or a better weekend. We did 3 or 4 days of it, and I'm kind of wore out from all that flying. And
Perfect.
if anyone in Canada is listening, besides Len, well, you listen too. I just went around to a few of the businesses I've dealt with over the years, asking for some goodies, and this response was terrific. Princess Auto donated $250 worth of goodies, so it was
Wow.
things like vertical belt sanders and moto tools and spray guns and 2,000, 3,000 grit sandpaper, stuff like that.
Wow.
Leave out tools. I got a $50 gift certificate there. I got a couple of $25 certificates from Great Hobbies. Hobby Wholesale got a $50 certificate from them. It was just awesome support. And that was without even really trying hard. So next year, I guess we'll up the ante a whole bunch. So we had, Kevin came out from Winnipeg. We had a few guys from Saskatchewan. For you guys in the States, Kevin traveled about a little over 1,000 miles to get here. So we didn't have anyone from BC. Normally we have Chris Cox come up, but I don't know what was up there, but he wasn't available. So a fantastic field of entrants, and I wore myself out flying. So I'm going to go to bed here pretty soon.
Very good. Congratulations on that 3rd place. Did you get a trophy or a plaque?
No, we only give plaques for the first place. And on that note, I'll see if I can post them up later or something, or hit our website there and see them, but our Facebook site. But Ken Bird, longtime member of the club, actually the previous club was Edmonton Birds of a Tether, and he and I were in that in the early 70s together. Anyway, he's got a really nice little, not all that little, desktop CNC router. And in the shape of our province, he made these beautiful wood plaques, keeper plaques for all of the first place and grand champion winners. So that was just awesome. And I took and ripped up a whole bunch of 3/8 by a 1/2 inch maple strips for hard maple for the guys to take as much as they wanted for motor mounts. And
Oh, that was very nice.
custom cutting for a few of them afterwards, gave it to them today. So it was just, you couldn't have asked for a better time.
That's
So-
awesome.
Fantastic. Now, when you mentioned that,
So what was
Spitfire, was
Bruce-
that that Wendy's actual Spitfire, or did this gentleman?
No,
build
he
a
built
kit?
it.
Oh, you built it.
Kevin
Okay.
had built this, 20 years ago and had it in silver and then stored everything away. Life got in the way. And last year he got back on it and finished it. And words can't describe it. To make Wendy proud. If you check through StuntHangar and just look it up, Kevin King, you'll see some paint pics of it. He's the guy who did that mini tsunami. He also has the full-size Windy tsunami that he brought out last year that's also unbelievable, as well as a Cardinal. So while he was out here, he was wondering if I had a spare Super Tiger 46, and I said, no, mine are all spoken for. But that night at the swap meet, he was a little bit late getting there, and there was a beautiful Super Tiger 46 with muffler mount lugs with the factory muffler and a tongue, barely run. And so I had the owner of it hide it away till he got there, and he bought it on the spot, and he's wanting to do a Super Chipmunk with it.
Cool.
So that's going to be an awesome build to watch. And I suckered in and bought another kit that I needed, like a hole in the head. I bought a Vector 40, but it was $25. I couldn't pass it up.
You can't pass
I'll
that
bet
up.
not.
Did Bruce have his twin there?
Oh yeah, he flew that in Classic yesterday, and he won it with it.
It's awesome, wasn't it?
That's, if you haven't seen it fly and you get a chance to go somewhere where he's got it, just you got to see it. That acoustic retract gear he's got is really something. It's when he takes off, the gear retracts automatically, and it's set up that when the engines quit, then the gear, bang, it comes down. So there's no remote control on it or anything. It's just off the sound of the engine.
Very nice.
I received a gift from you.
And another phenomenal plane was Monty out of Saskatoon with his Sea Fury. You know, you look at it and you think it's an El Raby one, but it's his own design. It's just, you know, a Sea Fury looks like a Sea Fury, same size. I think he has a 75 in this one. But no, he doesn't. He has got a PA 65 or 61 in it. Anyway, that plane is just awesome presence in the sky. And the sound of that piped engine with the proppies running is just right. It almost sounds like a fighter.
Wow.
Cool.
Has a Merlin roar, huh?
What's that?
It has that Merlin roar, that Merlin
Well,
sound.
I hope it's more like a Bristol roar because the Sea Fury has the Bristol Centaurus radial.
Oh,
The
okay.
real one sounds like a John Deere tractor on steroids.
That was a 3-cylinder though.
What, the Centaurus?
No, the John Deere.
Oh, the John Deere. They had them in single cylinder. I had one, and most of them were 2-cylinder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a John Deere A with 2-cylinder horizontal mount. And you started it by flipping the flywheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So anyway, if you guys down south get a chance to come up here next year when all the restrictions are lifted, it'd be fantastic. It's turned into the furthest north, most events stunt contest that there is. Because
Fantastic.
we're running, basic, beginner, advanced, open in Pampa, and then we had the old time. Well, we didn't do old time stunt. We didn't have enough entrants, and we also run what's called a one plane event. And the plane for that, unfortunately, got smucked the week before that we normally use. It's an old Ringmaster. So we're going to run a secondary contest later in the fall to finish it off. But the second day we typically run, or third day of the contest, I guess we typically run profile and classic and old time. And then we got fun fly going on all along if the circle's available.
How many circles do you have?
We only did 2 this year. Some
Okay.
years we'll 3 out.
Okay.
It's a grass field, but there's no problem using hard surface gear and wheel pants on it. It's really smooth.
Okay.
Now, the beginner pattern, did you do the whole beginner pattern, Robert? Or did you
No,
abbreviate
no,
it?
I just did a limited pattern maneuvers I could do. And they judged on that. So obviously I had a pretty low score. Actually, it was kind of
what
funny.
maneuvers
The
did you
fourth
do?
place was also a beginner, and there was only 2 points between us.
Wow. So what maneuvers did you do?
I did just wing overs. I don't know if you're familiar with the basic pattern, but you've got level flight, of course, 5 feet, wing overs, 2 consecutive regular ones. And then there's sort of up and down, 2 basically 45-degree climbs from level flight to the 45-degree point back down, do a couple of them. And then 1 loop. I did 3 for the hell of it. And then there's what they call a roller coaster where you're trying to maintain from 5 feet to 45 degrees, the same up and down motion for 2 consecutive laps. And then you do 4 laps overhead at 60 degrees and try and keep level flight on that. And then the landing, of course.
Cool.
Oh, very cool.
We
So
started.
nothing really sophisticated, but I was flying a pretty fast plane though. I had one of my RSTs with my LA 40 on it. So I was running 3.4 second laps.
Whoa.
Oh, that's very fast.
Now that's moving almost.
Stunt.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
half A
fast.
speeds. Yeah. I discovered a problem with that airplane though. That particular one, I'm going to rebuild all of mine. The lead out per the plans, great design otherwise, but the lead out, I kind of wondered about it. It's this 3-hole plywood guide that's just glued into the foam, and relying basically on the surface tension and the fillets up to the covering. And I wrote the plane off after the contest was over. I was doing outside loops and I did a hard pull up off the bottom of one. That lead out guide ripped out and the plane went thundering in.
Oh,
The engine's okay, but a secondary problem is even with an LA 40 on the nose and a brass nut, It's just getting it up to the center of gravity. That plane is really sensitive to center of gravity to fly right. With a rearward center, it's squirrely as heck, and it looks like it stalls out and maneuvers. But when I got the center of gravity quite a bit forward, it flies great. So I'm going to saw off all those foam tips on mine and put on plywood or balsa tips with the lead out guide embedded in that.
That's better.
And also I'm going to lengthen all the noses 1 inch. And I'm
Good.
looking at 2 more. I've got the wings and everything all cut out and skinned anyway, and the tails. And those I'm going to build rather than that hardwood fuselage, which is actually fairly complicated when you get down to it, all the pieces on it. I'm going to just do balsa, but I'm going to do 1/4 inch balsa lamb together. And I'll probably put in either some strips of tow or just some carbon fiber cloth in between and sandwich it just to get the same strength with probably the same weight as the hardwood ones were in the first place. And a lot easier to work with. I can go to, regular clamp on or, bolt through the side landing gear and all that kind of stuff instead of having to Mickey Mouse something. But the design actually flies really well.
Very good.
It's just had those couple of deficiencies. So live and learn.
Yeah, live and learn.
And I think I'm going to switch all of them over to my Super Dagger 35s. I just procured 4 more of them that I ordered from a guy a while ago. He brought them up to the contest. 1 more combat and 3 stunts, which I'd looked for years for stunt versions. And I got a new Super Dagger 51 late series, but Italian made engine that I'll put in my Shark later.
Nice.
Send it to Dixon first. You'll be surprised how good it runs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I also did the first flight on my smoothie.
Oh, cool.
And I've got a Super Dagger 35 combat in the nose. It's really hard to get it running as rich as we'd like. So, but I did get it down to a 5.03 lap. Initially, I was 4.5, and it ran forever at that. But anyway, I'll probably put one of those stunt C35s in there. But so far on the trimming, I had one of the experienced guys fly some too. And the only thing is a little bit of hunting, which we figure is just a touch too much tail weight. Because with that Super Dagger in the nose, I had to put just about 2 ounces of tail weight on to balance.
Uh-huh.
And they figured just get rid of maybe 1/4 or 1/2 ounce of tail weight. Should be good because it isn't that bad. But that airplane flies great. It's the nicest I've ever flown. And it's the easiest airplane to land I've ever flown. Just first flight, it just came in like silk. No bounce or anything. Only about 10 feet past my pit box.
Very
So I'm pretty darn pleased with that airplane. It took a lot of rework out of that Brodat kit. The ARF wasn't all that good of a kit. So I spent quite a few hours reworking it. And just in case there was any issues with the control system, I changed it out entirely. I wouldn't have run what was in there. So I went ball links and carbon fiber rods and everything. But the way the ARF was, it was so darned easy to make it a 2-piece airplane that I did. So I can pull the wing off if I have to.
Oh, very nice.
So yeah, I'm real pleased with that. The only thing I'd like for it is a Vico 2-inch metal spinner.
Yeah.
I actually dug through my stash and I had Vico 2-inch wheels, so I put them on, 2 inches. So I'm trying to get it, kind of as authentic as I can for old time.
What
Yeah.
shape? Needle nose or just regular?
One, yeah, just a mild point, the regular shape, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you got some.
I'll look and see what I've got. And I'll let you know.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Okay. All right. I got a whole bunch of spinners and stuff from Windy, so I may have one. I'll have to have a look though.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, that kit that I got for the Vector 40, it's actually a recut. Somebody had hand cut off a kit. Man, it's good wood in it too. And I noticed he's got a Windy bell crank in there too. So it's a good start for the control system.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And especially for $25, you paid more than that for a Windy bell crank.
They paid
Yeah.
16 anyway.
Yep. Well, throw in shipping. There you are.
That's all right.
Yeah.
True.
That's
Good
what I was
point.
thinking, the shipping.
And then at the swap meet, I picked up another 6-ounce wedge and a 7-ounce, just in case. I figured a 7, just in case I need the extra fuel for those 56s on my SVs. Anyway, I got those tanks for $5 each.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and I buggered up one wheel pan on one of my SVs. The guy had 2 sets of the Brodak wheel pants, so I got both sets for $5.
Very good. Yeah.
But you can't argue with that. And I got some APC props for $2 each. So it was a good weekend.
That is one nice
I
thing
got
about
out of
Brodak.
moving my sister.
You get great prices at a contest.
Most definitely. Guys bring out their stuff and on the table it goes and have at it.
Yeah. And, word of mouth too for back and forth. The guy I got the super taggers from, he forgot to mention he had an LA 40 and a 46 to get rid of. And we could probably work out a pretty sweet deal on that, because any engine I get, I like to have a second one the same just as a backup. So I've got one LA 40 I'm real happy with. I like another one. And then if I get a 46, I guess I'm going to have to get another one of those. That'll give me like, I don't know, a dozen 46s, but what the hell.
Yeah. You guys, let me catch up on the chat box real quick. I'm getting behind. Let me see. I actually got to scroll up again. Marcel Legrand says, hi. Excuse me. Mike Rogel says, hi, Marcel. I just got the plans for a Fancherized twister. I look forward to building one. I just have to get the plans enlarged. And then Mike Rogel says, now you have me laughing. I wonder if that's referring to the round haystacks, I think. You're getting a square meal. Anyways, Marcel Legrand says, John, I just sent you an email. Oh, I read that already, didn't I? Okay, then Mike Rogel says, I look like I was 90 when I was born. And I think that's regarding to the other comment earlier where someone said they look younger and younger all the time. And then Marcel Legrand says, done. And then Mike Rogel says, oh, hey guys, I quit smoking a year ago. No tobacco for a year, no vaping either. Congratulations, great job, Mike Rogel. That is high praise to you. That is not easy. Quitting tobacco is like trying to quit heroin, not from personal experience, but when I've read, tobacco is really physically addicting. It's really a tough habit. So
Yeah, I quit 3 times. Took me 3 times to do it.
yeah, it's not easy, right? It's a tough habit to quit. So
Oh, yeah.
and that's fantastic, Mike Rogel. Then he goes on to say, I was also hoping to meet Rusty. We lived in the same state, but I didn't get the opportunity to meet him. Hey, I feel the same way. I think we all feel that way. I was hoping to get a chance to meet Rusty as well, and it didn't happen, right? But I used to talk to him on the phone quite a bit. Mike Rogel says, I see round balls everywhere I live. Excuse me, I see round bales where I live.
We won't touch that.
Okay, and then then he goes on to say, I hate to say this, but you didn't get a round mouth by eating square meals. I'm sorry, that's an old joke. And then Mike Rogel goes on to say, some of Wendy's planes use the same wing. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think Australia used the Pattern Master wing, and then his friend Dave Midgley made wings, and he used that same wing in the Tribute and other planes.
He used the same wing in the Tribute, the Novanta, the Testarossa, and I believe the Miss Ashley.
And he freely said that they were Big Jim Pattern Master wings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he gave lots of credit to Big Jim Greenway.
Most definitely.
I'm very interested in learning more and more about Big Jim Greenway. I'm very intrigued by him because Wendy touted his genius so much that I'm really curious about that. I'd like to learn more about Big Jim.
Wendy gave me a couple of pictures of Big Jim, and I've got them hanging in my shop.
Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I
Put 'em
was
up
just curious what Big Jim Greenway did. I mean, there's one person on the on the StuntHangar who said that Big Jim Greenway was a genius, and I talked to.
I believe it.
I didn't talk, but Wendy had texted me. Excuse me, Wendy had emailed me and said, "Yeah, Big Jim Greenway was a self-taught genius." So
Yeah.
that's pretty amazing.
I'll show you those pictures. I'll bring them up.
Yeah, great. And then Jack Snavely said, "Hello, all, and around the world, just saying hi." And Jeff Riley says, "Hi, Jack." And Jack Snavely, excuse me, says, "Hey, Jeff." And Jack Snavely says, "I do miss Rusty also, as many do." And Mike Regel says, "Yes, it took several tries to quit smoking." Yeah, and I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure we're getting really close to when Rusty passed away. I know that I said that last Friday, it had been a year that I've been doing this, but I was doing it for maybe a month before he passed away. It was
3 weeks to a month. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was going on vacation. I covered his vacation. Then he came back, and there was one show where Rusty and I both kind of co-hosted it while he was put me on training wheels, you know. and then later on, he just said, "Charles, I can't do it." So,
Yeah.
and that's how it came to be for me.
Hey, Charles, if I could say one more thing before I go away.
Yeah.
The guys were talking about quitting smoking. I got a story that everyone can relate to. Old friend of mine who took me for my first airplane ride when I was 5 years old. He loved flying in high school, wanted to be a pilot. And what he did was all of his buddies smoked. So he made a conscious decision not to smoke, but what they spent on tobacco every day, he put away. And when he graduated high school, he bought a J3 Cub.
Yep.
With
Wow.
that money.
Wow.
That's how much money it costs. So anybody quits smoking, they can easily afford our hobby.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, but it's
It's still hard. I swear it was as hard giving that up as it would have been heroin. Now I had to get myself off of oxycodone, which is not, I guess it is heroin. Anyway, and that was difficult, very difficult, but it was harder to get off cigarettes.
yeah.
Like my sister wouldn't quit, even though she was on oxygen and hoping for a lung transplant, which is tough to get for women because of the smaller chest cavity. And she died a year ago, and she smoked damn near to her death. She was only 67 and she looked 90.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry to hear that, buddy. Sorry about that.
She just couldn't quit smoking.
Yeah, it's very addictive. It's a shame. So, Lynn, you have those pictures of Big Jim Greenway you want to
I
show
do.
us?
Here we are.
So when you hear about Big Jim
There's the
Greenway,
man.
that's who we're talking about.
Make him
And,
big. He's not talking.
Let me see here.
How's that? Here, I'll back it up a bit. I don't know if that helps.
Talking, man. There he
Okay,
is.
I'm talking. There he is. He's in the two pictures with the black plane. That's Wendy's Black Sunday. And in the other picture, he's holding Wendy's Killer Bee. And that's Wendy in behind him.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome lap area.
So Wendy gave me those pictures, so I framed them and put them up in my shop.
Cool.
Very cool. Yeah, that's
'Cause most of the planes I build are Big Jim designs, basically. Like they have that Big Jim design about them. So I thought it would be good to put them up in my shop at least.
Yeah.
They're pieces of metal. And
Hey, Walter.
There.
Walter's in the house.
He's alive.
Hey.
Hey, Walter.
Yeah, I'm still alive. Hi,
Good
guys.
stuff.
Hi.
Hey, guys.
then some of the
Did you ever get that kit, Lynn?
I did. It's awesome. Good stuff. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm excited about building it. I just haven't got into it yet.
my computer's been hacked.
So what have you guys been doing?
I actually have laser beams.
Well, we're talking about you, but we gotta stop that now.
That's okay. I
Since he's
can't
here, I
stay.
gotta say bye. So
Don't worry.
anyway,
Only
good night,
good
guys.
things.
Bye.
Good night,
Night.
Rob.
Hey, good night, Robert. Thanks for coming in, Robert.
Yeah,
I'll
well,
catch you Friday. I hope.
Congratulations on competing. That's fantastic.
It was fun.
thanks, Robert.
It's sure good to see you, Walter.
Same here, guys. I don't stay up much.
Oh,
That's
I bet
okay.
you're still recovering, but you're looking good, man. Look good.
Yeah.
What I was just gonna say, you beat
That's
me
me
to it.
too. Oh,
Thank you. It's been tough, real tough.
Well,
Do you happen to have a TV on or something, Walter, in the background?
Yeah, my wife's watching TV.
All right.
She said I can come on for a couple of minutes.
All right.
Can you mute that for a minute or two, babe? Or lower it real low. Don't go inside.
I can't hear it if I keep lowering it.
Oh. Okay, so anyways, she shut off the TV. Sorry.
Oh,
guys.
that's sweet of her. I really appreciate that. That's awesome.
You want to tell her that?
Oh.
Well, yeah, that is
They
awesome.
said that was sweet of you.
Yes.
I'm so
She said, "Oh, sure, I'm real sweet."
now wait a minute. I know for a fact she is sweet.
yeah, she is sweet.
He only beats me once a week now that I'm sick.
Only once a week? You moved
Yeah,
up in the world.
You're doing well.
Well, stop
Yeah.
misbehaving, Walter.
Yeah, stop
Yeah, right?
misbehaving. If you'd
Stop
behave a little
misbehaving,
bit,
man.
yeah, if you'd behave a little better, you wouldn't get beat up so bad.
That's right. Happy wife, happy life. And in your case, happy wife, less beatings.
Yeah, that's right. Me,
That's okay. I don't. I'll wait till she leaves the room.
There is a beaten man.
yeah, and he's about to take another one if he's not careful.
Are you okay? She kicked the chair.
Why would it be there?
Ooh. Walter, you got you. in
Had it-
trouble.
I had a chair in the hallway.
You're a bad
She
boy.
kicked
See,
it.
you're definitely gonna take a beating.
Oh, that's definitely worth an ass whipping.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
Right.
You don't leave chairs in the hallway.
Whip me, beat me, make me pay for lunch.
Let me see here.
Oh man.
Anyways,
Let me continue to catch up with the chat box. I really try to keep it a show with both chat and us. And
sorry, guys.
that's okay. That's okay. I'm glad to see you. Let me see here. Where would I leave off at? Oh, Jack Snavely says, I do miss Rusty also, as many do. And then Mike Rigel says, yes, it took several tries to quit smoking. And Mike Rigel says, I think also the Cardinal. I think, Lynn, that's what you said, right? The Cardinal also used the Pattern Master Wing.
It did.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
Mike Rigel says, I hope Rusty didn't die from COVID. No, he didn't die from COVID. And then Minnesota Mike says he was on kidney dialysis for a lot of years. I think it was about 35 years.
Long time.
He's on dialysis. Unbelievable number of years to do that. And then Jack Snavely says, I don't smoke anymore. It was easy. Just went to cigars. That's not all of it. I stopped. Okay, let me continue. I went to cigars for a while until all cravings was over, and then I just forgot about cigars after a bit. That's how we did it. And then Mike Rigel says, I knew a guy that would burn a quarter from, would bum a quarter from everybody he saw. After a while, he bought new furniture for his whole house. Yeah, so you can save some money not smoking. And then Jack Snavely says, I seen a $79.99 $79.99 a carton at Walmart, and glad I don't smoke. Woo! Yeah, so anyways, enough about smoking, and we're all caught up on the chat. So we're back.
Let's get it back to Walter. We just chased his wife out. Now he can talk.
Yeah.
Actually, guys, I quit smoking 8 years ago,
Good boy.
a little over 8 years ago.
Fantastic.
It was March 27th, 2013. I walked into the emergency room because I had what I didn't know was cellulitis on my leg. And it almost killed me because I didn't know I had it. And the pains were already up in the groin area. And they told me once that happens, you go septic and you're dead in 7 days.
Wow.
I didn't know that. And it was like 2 weeks passed. And I was lucky I didn't die from it. But
Wow.
I spent 18 days in a nursing home after 7 full fun-filled days in a private room, and it was before COVID. So it was a private room because of the cellulitis. They actually wanted to lance my leg because my ankle was this big. No exaggeration. It was as big as my knee. My knee was even bigger from the swelling, and you could feel heat, extreme heat, about 8 inches off the leg. Your hand would feel the heat. And I went into the emergency room. I threw my last cigarette out, and I didn't smoke ever since. And
That's awesome.
financially, I'm glad I quit. Every once in a while, the stress gets to you, and you can you look back and say, I wish I had a cigarette. But I quit once before when I was smoking 4 packs a day. And I got off of that. Thank God. God helped me get off of it. And then I picked it back up like 2 years later, 3 years later. And then that was when I got sick again, and I gave it up for good. It actually wasn't my choice. I just was in the hospital and then a nursing home for so long that I didn't smoke. And when I came out, I didn't have any cigarettes, and they kept giving me the patch. So I stayed on the patch and I gave it up, and praise God, I'm off of it.
Yeah, very
You
good.
know, it's been 2013, March. So it's 8 years, a little over 8 years,
Very good, buddy. That's not easy. That's awesome, Walter.
And it's hard. What is hard is when I walk, like if you go to certain stores, they don't allow their employees to smoke right directly at the door. They tell them to move down about 20 feet. Well, just that smell lingers, and I feel a heaviness in my chest. So I look at it this way. That heaviness prevents me from picking up a cigarette. And I don't criticize anybody that smokes. You want to smoke, I'll light it for you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, woe is you that smoke. I did it since I was 15 years old. Okay? I'm not that kind of a guy. I just have to step away because I feel a big weight on my chest when I walk near smoke, the smell of smoke. So anyway, back to my problem.
Yeah.
They took me off of 12 medicines
Good.
to flush my system. I'm back on about 6 or 7, but what they determined, or at least my doctor determined, was the kidney failure was because I was in a dehydrated condition, that all the medications I was taking,
Hydrate you for sure.
I was already dehydrating, and then they literally just not destroyed, but attacked my kidneys. And so, I was in the hospital from that whole entire week. And, I'm now back on some of the medication. I'm eating pretty regular now.
And drinking
having some
water.
Well, You know, I used to drink the 16-ounce water. I used to drink anywhere from 8 to 10 of them a day or more. I'm only up to like 2 a day now. Okay.
Wow.
But you know, I'm not dehydrated. I don't have all the junk,
Going
the
through your
other
system.
medications. Yeah. You know, and they're just putting me back on. They changed me. Huh? What, John?
With me.
Oh, I'm
No,
sorry.
we're not on after hours, are we?
No, not yet.
No, I'm just thinking that, you know, we're spending a lot of time talking about medical conditions and.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I'm good.
All right, cool. Let's get back on model airplanes. Speaking of model airplanes, Walter, are you building? I mean, Walter Moore, are you building an airplane there in front of us? All I see is your head and part of your chin.
Yeah, I am. I'm trying to work on these lead outs on the vector, and it's all. I have to make enough and figure I can spend maybe a half hour, 45 minutes on something. But I do have a technical question. This little product right here came with the little hinges, you know. Looks like some kind of a bearing. Do people use that very much, or is that just to hide? It's kind of a technical question. I'm not sure if I'm asking it properly.
Let me
Let's
put you on speaker mode. Hang on. Go ahead and talk some more so you'll become big on the screen, Walter Moore.
right here. This goes into this, snaps on right here. You guys have seen that?
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, does it have any type of bearing used on the functionality of this thing, or is it just cosmetic?
No, it's not cosmetic. I can actually even show you if I can swap cameras here real quick. If you give me a moment, if I find the right remote. Okay, I got it. Let's go here.
And how does it's close quarters?
If I can find the remote, that'd be good. Point this down manually. All right, let me zoom in. So I'm actually doing that right now. The brass bushing there actually is a bearing surface. And unfortunately, right now, I can't find the remote for the camera. So I can't show you close
Does it
up.
glue into the trailing edge of the main wing? Does it glue into this part right here?
Is he talking about the strap that holds the horn on?
Actually, he's got the bearing there, but I don't see the strap.
Okay.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, you can
I was
jiggle
trying to
around.
zoom in on mine because it's all exposed and I can't find, for the life of me, I can't find the damn remote for that camera right now.
There needs to be a strap that goes over the bushing. The strap then goes into your wing or stab.
Okay. Here's okay.
Then that's what's glued in.
It's hard to glue it in because that's glued to.
Oh, wait, here it is. Found it. There we
It
go.
won't fit. Can't get it to fit in the trailing.
Move down.
And Walter Moore, it's
Going
really hard to
further.
understand you because your Wi-Fi or bandwidth must be really compromised.
Okay.
Wait, can you move closer to your router?
Let me throw the question because it's a technical thing and we're probably talking in generalities, which I think
Okay.
is more appropriate.
Is this what he's talking about? The straps for flap horn and
Okay, you see my
Yeah, I believe so,
picture
Mike.
up there? I got zoomed in real close.
Yeah, you did a good job zooming it in, Peter.
That's what the horn, and that bearing, the round part that's on the horn itself, I've got a strap. You see how that copperish color? That's like a U shape. It goes around the bearing, that brass bushing, and that part actually sticks into the stabilizer to keep the horn from moving around.
Now, Mike Lonke, Walter Moore, is showing you what Peter just described. Walter Moore, can you see Mike Lonke?
Speak, Mike.
I can't.
Yeah, okay, so you couldn't see Peter's straps because they're already in the elevator. But this is what, where am I? That's what the strap looks like, okay?
Right.
Turn it
Yes.
sideways, Mike. There you go.
It's got a hole in it,
Mhm.
okay? And it just slips over the brass bushing. And I'll show this sideways. So this is the horn right here. These are the straps over the brass bushing. And then
Right.
you would slot the back of your wing, and then those tabs get epoxied in to the trailing edge of the wing. And then that keeps everything nice and tight up against the trailing edge. But then you've got a smooth bushing. You just got to make sure you don't get any glue in any of that when you
Yeah.
put it together. But does that make better sense?
Yeah, the
I
problem
mean,
is the part put together. So, and this big piece here won't fit into this part right here and allow me to put the other piece of wing in. So, that is somebody with experience will know what to do, but it's taken me about 3 or 4 times to figure out how to make that work. So thank you, Mike. And thanks, Pete.
You get an idea of how that's supposed to go around. You have the strap, that bearing, that the brass tube that's already on there would go underneath that strap, and the strap here would get embedded in the trailing edge either of the stabilizer or the flaps.
Yes. Right. And not easy to accomplish. You've got to put this, you've got to put this into this part of the plane first, and then build around it. Otherwise,
Walter,
nothing fits.
Walter, we can't see anything that you're doing because your iPad is freezing up like crazy. At least
Okay.
it is on my end.
All right.
And
Yeah,
mine
I
also.
agree.
Yeah,
Thank
you're holding the fuselage up in the air right now.
Oh, it's
And
way past. Yeah.
Now you're facing the camera. So when you were showing that stuff, we couldn't see any of it.
Okay. Sorry.
That's
That's
okay.
okay. It's all right. But I think you get the gist of how
Yeah.
the flat horn goes in and then the tabs get glued into the wing. And what was the issue you were having, that you've already got it put together and you don't have the tabs on it? Is that
Right. This is already put together. Okay, I'll hold it for a second. It's already put together.
okay?
So when you put
Okay.
Oh, the
building-
tabs, he doesn't have room for the bushing. He's got to trim something then.
right,
Or I mean, what kit is it that you're building?
the Tom Dixon's profile vector.
The Vector 4. I mean, there's plenty of airplanes out there that never had those tabs.
Exactly. Don't even
questions.
worry about them.
That's-
Yeah.
I mean, Twisters don't have them.
That's
Tudor
right.
Tudor 2s don't have them. I don't think any of the Brodak ARFs have
No.
tabs on them. There's been plenty of kits over the years that have been built without having
Without them.
tabs in there.
Exactly.
I think you'll be fine without them on that airplane.
I have a little solution to work around.
Never built one with, so I'm wondering if they had more fun now than I thought.
I have a little
Anyway.
workaround.
Well, thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Walter, John has a suggestion. Go ahead, John Miller.
There, there is a way that you can deal with it possibly where you have it right now. And that is, do you have the little copper tubes on there anyway, the little bearings?
No.
Okay, then it'll be a little more difficult. But it can work. What you do is you get these RC hinges. You remember the RC hinges? They're flexible fabric type thing, and you stick them in place. And the hot stuff to glue them in, and they're real stiff, and we don't like them.
The CA.
Familiar with?
That's a CA. And here's
Anyway,
another hand.
what you do is you where your rod is for your
Horn.
for your flap horn, you take your X-Acto and you go above, put a slice above it and a slice below it, and you cut the
The hinge.
Hey, thank you. I'm having a heck of a time there.
It's all right. I'm helping you here.
You cut the hinge to the proper width, and then you slip it into place, and you bring it up tight, and then you just use you put a little grease or Vaseline on the shaft of the horn before you slide it in, so that what we're going to do next won't stick to the horn. Okay, you slip it in, get it nice, tight, and lined up, and then you hold it so the assembly is up, and then take your CA and just let it slide it in, or apply it in so it wicks down into the stab or the wing, whichever you're, and it
Putting
will,
the hinge into, yeah.
right, and it will form a pocket and hold it for you and do the exact job that copper plate or brass plate is doing for you. It'll do the same job, and they last forever. So you're not lost. You're not into the woods yet.
Very good. Now, Walter Umlin has a suggestion. He has his hand up. Go ahead, Walter. Help Walter more.
Maybe a lot of you guys can remember. I don't know if it was Vico or if it was even Perfect. When they had those metal horns, they used to put a little spring on it, okay? And then guys would glue the spring to the trailing edge.
Yes.
He could, right, he could actually push a spring on there, like maybe from a pen or something, depending on how tiny of a spring you get. And then he could make the strap, and it'll actually work just like a bushing, because he's already made his bends. He can't get a bushing on there, but he could probably finagle a spring on, and then put the strap. And even though you only have room for one, you'll at least have that security, or that much more than having nothing. Okay? That's just an idea.
Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you very much.
Well, you're most welcome, Walter. Walter Moore, you're welcome.
They used to use like a spring, exactly, instead of the brass bushing. And that
was before the bushing.
on there, like for a ballpoint pen or something like that.
I remember that. I had a couple of horns that had those.
Yeah,
Walter,
they
I
came
remember
already
that.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
And we
think
weren't
Mike's
using.
idea is the only one that's going to work, because I can't get them both inside this closed space.
Yeah.
Well, you could only get
Can't
one.
get the main wing inside here because there's about an inch. I can't get it all to fit. So
Well, you could cut a slot in the fuselage.
Yeah, to
Once
slide.
you get your flap on,
Yeah, exactly.
Just cut
That's
it.
what I do on all my airplanes. Exactly.
yeah, cut a slot so
So
that
the
your
flap
flap will
slides
fit
through.
through it.
And then put the
your
block
flap
back in. Yeah.
right. Exactly. I mean, you can always clean that up and repaint it or remonocoat it, depending on what's on there, and it won't look
guys
ugly. I mean,
geniuses. Thank you. Thank you. I
Actually,
thought there might be a better way, but I
hold
think,
on a second. Let me-
I think the putting the slot in fuselage is the only answer. And that's the route. we're gonna have to
Actually,
go.
guys, here's a horn. Here's a spring from a
He
ballpoint
found a
pen.
spring.
I can take it and I can wiggle it right on there.
There you
Yeah,
go.
for sure. Yeah, works every
Problem
time.
solved.
And then you can put your tab over the spring. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Problem solved. That'll be $49.95, please.
It's almost as
Payable to
expensive.
StuntHangar.
It's almost as cheap as your
Send me a
kits.
bill, okay? Nobody's that cheap.
Oh. Oh, man.
I'm gonna be selling all my RC kits.
Why you want to do that?
Nobody
Uh,
likes RC, do they?
Yeah, downsize.
But you can put a bell crank in an RC kit and they work fine.
That's what I did at the 80 Nats. I won with an RC kit.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
You know, control line sports scale. And
Good for you. See, it does
Yeah.
work.
oh yeah. And it was so funny. We didn't know how to do it. So my father just took a string from wingtip to wingtip and he measured in between where the body would go and said, okay, it's got to go up 2 inches. And it was like, I was like, how did you figure that out? You know? And he basically said, I want the lead outs here. The bell crank has to be on the wood. We'll put the platform here, right where the string goes.
Hey,
And-
that's what Sparky does. TLAR.
Plane flew straight as an arrow.
That's what Sparky does. TLAR. That looks about right.
That looks about right. Yeah.
Works every time.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of fun.
I picked up a squadron signal book the other day. Got a plane that kind of caught my fancy, and I'm trying to find out more information, decide whether I want to try to make
Which
a
one?
semi-scale stunner out of it. Looking at the
Which
MiG
one?
3, the MiG 3.
That's a great
Didn't you do
airplane
the-
to make a stunter out of. Awesome.
Didn't you do that for Brodak's kit? The MiG 3?
No,
Well, oh wait, that's the what's the Russian plane? I thought you did the plans for it.
I did the Law 5 and the
Log
Law
5.
3. And then
Aren't they similar?
in some ways they are, but they are really different airplanes. The
Oh.
MiG 3 is a lot pointier, a lot more streamlined, but it has a situation where the 1/3 of the wing comes out of the fuselage. It's level with the bottom, but then it's
Right.
got a little dihedral comes in from there out the rest of the way. And I always was trying to figure out how you get the lead outs around that dihedral without causing a problem. Then I realized the wing's gonna be a whole lot thicker percentage wise than it was on the original airplane. So there's enough room in there to get it by there.
Look at Jack Sheik's Corsair plans.
What'd he do?
It'll give you an idea.
Okay.
I believe he ran the bell crank really low so that the lead outs would come to the top of the dihedral
That's right.
or
Exactly.
something like that because it had a double go. You have to look at those plans.
Well, that's what I figured on doing, Walter, was I was going to mount the bell crank as low in there as I could. And I figured the wing would be anywhere from 1.5 to 2 inches thick at the since it's a stunt plane.
Yeah, so it goes
Yeah.
almost to the top of the wing where the bend is and then comes
Yeah.
out near the
Right,
bottom.
so
At the,
it's-
yeah, I get it.
Go straight in.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, Hutchinson's plans are good to reference too.
yeah. But that's kind of what I was looking at. But I've been looking. This book was amazing. There was. Did you know there were 2 radial engine versions of it?
No, I didn't.
Did you know there's 3 high altitude fighter versions of it? Yeah, the fighter versions really are kind of neat. They would actually be a really good stunt design, but nobody knows them. They're not. They got the prototypes working. In one case, they made 5 of them. They served with some group up near around Moscow, but nobody ever heard of them after that.
John, I apologize. I meant Yak 3, not MiG 3. I made a mistake. I thought a Yak 3 would make a very good stunter.
Well, Yak 3 does make a very good stunter.
I bet it has.
John?
The fuselage is very fitting.
John did plans for a Yak.
Yak 9.
Okay.
A stunter.
Right.
But those weren't my plans. Those were those are Queck's plans. Oops. I hate it when I do that. I just pulled my mouse down behind.
Oh yeah, I've done it before.
Yeah. Cut. There we go. I'll have to fix it later. It's right. Here it is. But yeah, it was Queck's design, which is a British guy, and it was kitted by Mike Griffin.
Okay.
An RSM, and it's a very good stunner.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
Those guys are good designers too.
Oh yeah. Well, and Cox was campaigning a MiG, I think, a MiG 3.
Okay.
But his was he was flying. Well, he flies very good stunt, and so he didn't. His plane. I don't want to say this because it sounds disparaging. What made it look like a MiG 3 was the paint job.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
What I mean by that is if I'm thinking of the right one, and I may not be, is it without the paint job, you wouldn't have ever thought it was a MiG 1, a MiG 3. I mean, does that make sense?
Oh,
yeah.
Right, yeah.
But it flew very well. He did very well in competition with it.
I didn't know he'd already flown it in competition.
I believe he had it in competition like 5, 6 years, 7 years ago. Now he's running a Wildcat.
Hellcat.
Hellcat, there you go.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know he had.
And maybe I'm thinking of something else and I'm ascribing it to Mr. Cox. If I am, I apologize to him if I've, I know Chris very well and I've got a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, I thought he built a new one like just recently, but I don't know what it was.
I thought that was his new Hellcat.
Well, I think he went back to the Russian something or other, but I don't know what the airplane was. I didn't see.
Oh, I didn't know anything about that.
I'll take a look and see if I can find anything here. Hang on.
All right.
Are you talking about that blue and white one, John?
I think the blue and white one was the Hellcat.
Okay.
Had a radial cowl on it, type of thing. That would be the Hellcat. But anyway, I always shied away from it because I didn't know. I have a rough time trying to figure out how to make that brake, pass the brake for the dihedral brake in there. But I think it's going to be a non-issue thing. You want to see something I'm working on for Gordon Delaney?
Are you allowed?
Oh yeah, it's been out already. I just gotta. Unfortunately, I don't have this as a PDF yet, so you'll have to see it in my colors for my CAD work. It's his classic Heinz 57. And there have been several of them showed up at VSC, and other places. It's a very nice flying airplane, a very good flying airplane. But we tried to draw the rudder and the flap assembly from memory, and memory wasn't that good. So he got a tracing of what he wanted. Let me see if I can get this back.
He didn't have published plans of that?
Nope. It's called a Heinz 57 because he had a couple of crashed airplanes. He put them all together, did some extra work on it, and come out. Kind of looks like a Thunderbird wing, but it's actually a Nobler wing. But it has the Thunderbird tips and flaps on it. It has a, I forget what the tail fin. Anyway, let me see if I can share this. Should be coming up.
Let's see. For some reason, I'm not seeing the shared images right away, but are you guys seeing the shared image that John is sharing?
Anybody seeing it?
It's
No,
just
I got a white paper.
Yeah.
white.
Paper.
Yeah, now I see a white paper, yeah, white screen.
Give it a minute.
Well, while you're doing that, let me fill in with some chat here in the chat box. Stephen McBride, he says, hello, I'm here, but cannot get into the chat. Stephen, you know, there's a link under At the Bench. Do you see At the Bench when you come into StuntHangar, Stephen? And then Jeff Riley says, hi, Stephen. How you been? And then Stephen McBride said, Las Vegas Stunt Challenge is going strong.
There you go, John.
Got it?
Yeah.
I don't see it yet, but I'm always a little behind for some reason.
That's cool. What airplane's that?
Heinz 57. That's Gordon's classic design. And I'm
Sure.
Oh, come on.
Varieties.
Let me zoom in.
Oh, now
on
I
it.
see it, John. Now
Anyway,
I see.
Look at that wing. That is a Nobler wing. That's what it started out as.
All right.
So blur.
Okay, there's the fuselage.
Sure.
And this shape of this rudder is wrong, so I'm scanning in a new rudder shape for it. But there's I wish I've got pictures of a finished one at VSC sometime a couple 4 or 5 years, 6 years, and it's a gorgeous little airplane. It flies very well. So I'm going to finish up the plans now. I only got the plans to the point where it was you could build from it, you know, but it wasn't finished plans. But that's it. It's Heinz 57. It's got, like I said, a Nobler wing with Thunderbird tips and flaps. I'm trying to remember the name of the rudder. That's a rudder. It's another classic plane anyway. So
I saw Heinz 57 at either the Palmer or the Joust one year.
That'd be it.
I don't know if whose it was, if it was Ray Perkins or was it
Ray Perkins.
It was Ray Perkins. Okay, beautiful plane.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a beautiful plane, and Ray went the extra mileage to get the he had special decals made up with the Heinz 57 logo on it and all of that. Here I'll just try to get the extreme swings with the lead outs on it from
That's pretty
one
extreme.
position to another. Yeah, well, there's plenty of motion there, isn't there?
Yeah.
I imagine
That's
it never,
okay.
I imagine it might be ever see something closer to the forward, but nowhere near.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Anyway, so that's it. Just for
It's pretty
I'm
cool.
going to stop sharing.
That looks nice, John.
Yeah, I think I think Gordon did a good job on this. His Jim Rhodes said that was Gordon's best flying classic that he ever had. You got that magazine, no? Led?
I sure do. Okay, so Chris Cox, this was written in this was in the Mac magazine here in Canada in July, August of 2020. So Chris Cox says, it's been yet another busy winter for the West Coast trio. Rather than building a third Hellcat, I decided to try something a little different and chose the MiG-3 as this year's model. And here, I won't go into the details on the article or anything, but there's the pictures of it.
Oh wow, nice. Oh, that's so it's an all inline plane again, right?
Yeah, him and one of the other chaps out there, they both built the same airplane.
That looks nice.
It's pretty
Well,
sharp.
It definitely has a lot of characteristics of the MiG-3, but it as an inline model, that's where it departs. You know.
That's definitely in line. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, because the MiG-3 was never an inline design.
Okay.
But I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not disparaging what he's doing.
No. It
No,
has
but
the
you
mi-
like,
what it is you got to remember, it's not a scale model. He's trying to get the MiG flavor. That's what I always call it.
Exactly.
And it's the same as like Windy's Spitfire or any of these airplanes. They're not scale models. They're to get the flavor.
Let me get the squadron signal book. I think.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I think when you're trying to make a real top-notch stunt ship, you're trying to get the flavor of a scale model as opposed to trying to build a scale model. Otherwise, you can't get the flight characteristics that you want.
Right.
And some of these guys are masters at it. Like Chris is very good at it, obviously. Windy was very good at it. Al Raby was amazing at it. I mean, these guys, they spent huge amounts of time trying to trick you into believing that it was almost scale.
Yeah.
But really, it was good stunt moments that flew really well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty.
There's the MiG-3.
Yeah. See, it's not in line at all. I get it. But again, it would be a very good airplane for control line either way.
Well, yeah, and see, my feelings. I'm not the same caliber of a pilot as Chris. You know, I'm nowhere near Chris. You know, but I might look at the work that Gordon and I did the drafting for it. It's Gordon's design, but the KI-61 that he has, that he designed, it's almost scale.
And what year would that have been?
Probably about 20, somewhere 26 to 2010, somewhere in that.
Okay.
Somewhere, if I look hard enough, I can find
Yeah,
it.
it's true. Okay, go ahead.
But it was very scale. It was
Okay.
a big airplane for a Sato 82. Okay. And there have been several of them built and they all do really well. But the only thing that's not scale about it is the wing is lifted up just a little bit so that we get closer to the vertical center of gravity. It's still not a inline, it's just up a little bit.
Yeah.
Wing is a lot thicker, so it's the bottom of the wing is really very close to being in what would be a scale position. The fuselage is the same in relationship actually to the wing coordinate is the same length that it would be to be scale. but the top to bottom is 7% reduction. In other words, it's reduced, thinned down a little bit top to bottom, because otherwise it'd been like 10 or 11 inches.
Yeah,
above
you
the
can't have that. Yeah,
top.
you can't. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So we dropped that down a little bit. Still, you can't tell it looking at it.
No.
You know, that's the challenge for me, to try to do something with a design to. Now, that doesn't mean I'll get there, and it doesn't mean it'll be a good flying airplane if I get there. I'm hoping it will be. But these are the kind of challenges I like to give myself.
Yeah, I think these guys who are really on the top cutting edge of stunt, flying wise, have a
Yes.
certain parameter that they want to put all their airplanes in so that they get the flight characteristics they want. They don't want to sit there and say, I hope. They want to almost know that it's going to
That's
work.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's
You're
what-
right. You're
I
absolutely.
mean, because when Paul Walker or Chris Cox or any of these top-notch stunt flyers, they build an airplane, they've got a pretty darn good idea of how it's going to fly before it even comes off the board, because they've got
Good
their
night, guys.
numbers. Oh,
I'm
look at
leaving
Walter.
there, Walter.
I'm gonna go, okay, guys?
All right.
Hey, thanks, Walter, for
Good to
coming
see
in.
you, Walter.
Take care.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Hey, give Marie a kiss for me.
Absolutely, baby.
Beautiful thing is, I got the elevator and all the controls hooked up. And you're working the controls from the lead outs.
Right?
When you let go of the lead outs, just the weight of the flaps automatically drop.
Excellent,
Way to
Peter.
go.
That's what you call. I love it when it works out that way.
That's what you call free controls. That's very good, Peter.
All right, time to attach the rudder, and it's going to be sanding and covering.
What about fillets?
Huh?
What about the fillets?
Oh, I'll put those in, but this is going to end up being a beater plane because it's got so much hanger rash on it. It's never going to look really nice.
Well, just remember, the more you sand it, the lighter it'll get, and it'll take away the hanger rash. That's the whole idea.
Yeah, but this has got some serious. I would have to put twice the weight of the airplane as it is now. Just to put all the things.
Not that much. Not that much. A little bit of polyfiller goes a long way.
We got two sleeping tonight.
God, who's sleeping now?
Eddie and
Gary. Gary and Eddie.
What are you showing there, John?
That's the high altitude version,
Oh, okay.
the MiG-7.
Very nice.
Cool.
Very nice.
Walter's back, but he's froze up.
Hey, Walter, you got your hand up. You're gonna say you're gonna do a
Hey, he's
devotion
frozen.
or something, or what's going on?
Mhm.
If you want a MiG-3 that bad, there's one for sale on eBay that's like super scale stunner, man.
Whose?
Is there?
Yeah.
I prefer to do my own, but that's
Charles,
Yeah.
Avio Jet.
Oh,
Oh,
gosh.
yeah.
that
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I bet
nowhere
he-
near scale. And he wants
builds some very-
$900 for it.
How
Yeah,
much?
9 or something.
How many
he builds some
dollars?
Very, very pretty airplanes, but nobody knows how they fly because he never flies them.
It was originally listed at 1,400, and I think it's down to about 900 now.
Yeah.
It's never been
Oh.
flown. Never-
Well,
Okay.
It's made out of a ringmaster, if I remember correctly.
Nah, I thought it was a All-American. Didn't it start as an All-American?
No,
Oh,
it's
American
the
Senior.
wing. It's got a ringmaster style trailing edge on it. Thing is he's a good builder, and he's really good at cockpit and cockpit details, and he's a good painter and a lot of things. But he never
No.
flies them.
Well, I would I would be leery of buying something that had never been flown, you know, just not.
Yeah,
But they sure look good. They definitely look good. They look pretty. And, you know, according to his weights, they come in,
Pretty
you know,
reasonable.
decent.
Okay.
Yeah, they come in decent, but unproven designs that have not flown stunt. So that's it's a pretty big gamble to buy something like that, I think.
especially for
That
that
kind of money.
Well, yeah, think about it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's,
I mean, I can buy half of one of those Russian planes for that.
well,
That's what I was gonna
actually,
say.
you could get one unpainted for, you know, about $1,000, $1,100. So
There you go. So, hey, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I'm gonna buy one.
Hey, Mike Lonke, Greg Biswick wants to know, how's your Intrepid going?
who does?
Greg Biswick.
Beswick.
Craig. Oh yeah, Craig, our friend from down under. Well, it's all laid out on the table there behind me, and I've looked at the plans for several hours and separated all my balsa into stacks and stages of construction. I'm really waiting on my adhesives. I don't have the proper stuff here. I got to get, I need some finishing resin to laminate the doublers with the carbon veil. I wanted to get Tight Bond 3 for the elevator, and what else? Sigmet for the top blocks. Those were the 3 recommended adhesives to me by a couple of guys that know a little bit about stunt. So I didn't want to just hodgepodge it and start putting stuff together with Elmer's glue and CA and, you know, Hobby Lobby epoxy. So I wanted to have all the right adhesives be here and in line before I start down and gluing stuff together. So
Yep.
that's what I got, John. Yeah, Z-epoxy finishing resin to do the doublers. And then since I'm going to do a class coat finish, I'll also use the Z-epoxy finishing resin on that to start off with, you know, instead of primer and covering. I spoke to Joe Daly. Joe was kind enough. I shot him a message last week, you know, after reading his article. I know we discussed this a couple weeks ago on the Hangout, but Joe was kind enough to give me a call, and he talked to me, you know, for about 30 minutes on his process of using class coat, and basically talked me through the whole thing, of which he wrote in the article anyway, but he gave me a few tips and tricks. And then also, I don't know if any of you guys, you wouldn't know Don Jenkins. He's a North Carolina guy. He flies with Will Davis, but his last 5 or 6 models have been done strictly with class coat epoxy paint, and Don's models are beautiful. They really are. He hasn't been to the Nats, I don't think. He's just he flies on the East Coast and in Huntersville stuff. So you wouldn't have seen any of his planes at the Nats, but he does some really, really beautiful finishes. So he's another guy whose ear I'm going to bend a little bit when it comes time for finishing. But to answer your question, Craig, I have not started gluing anything together yet, because like I said, I didn't have the proper adhesives on hand. I probably could have started some stuff, but I'm more of a get all my ducks in a row, have everything on hand when I go to start, so I'm not having to start and stop and all that. So
Yeah, once you go, you go.
once I go, I go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the nice thing too was I bought all that stuff on my wife's Amazon account, so she doesn't know it, and she paid for it. She gets so many darn packages from Amazon. She's not going to notice one that has glue in it, you know. So,
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Women are pretty smart.
When it
What's
comes
that?
to
adhesives start adding up, man. And I didn't buy my Sigmet from Sig because they wanted $12 shipping for an $8 bottle of glue.
Yeah.
And I found it on Amazon for, you know, and it's Prime. It's free shipping for $8. So I
what's the segment for?
Yeah.
Glue? Did you say gluing the top block on?
hold on. I'll let John. John's been wanting to say something.
Go ahead, John.
I was at the local hobby shop. I had to go up to the VA this last week for some treatment, and I stopped in there. They don't have they've gone mostly to electric cars, and most of the airplane stuff was gone. But they had this. They had two sizes. This is the big size, and I bought it because I want to try that system out, and it was worth the price. Believe me, I'll have enough to do a couple of airplanes. But yeah, I highly recommend. From what I've read, I highly recommend this system.
What'd they get for the bigger one, John?
$23.
That's what I paid online in Amazon, $23.
Nice then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, thanks for coming in.
What's up, Steve? Len. So the turtle deck on the back is two pieces of balsa glued together.
Okay, I see.
Now I may have some balsa from that stash of Marshall Busby's that's thick enough to do this in one piece.
Right.
But a couple of the guys I was talking to said for gluing these two together, since you're going to carve it out and hollow most of it out anyway,
That's right. Yeah.
and you're going to have a seam,
Yeah.
definitely don't want to use epoxy because it's too heavy.
For sure.
You could use white glue, but it's what I was told was in a year, you'll just end up with a crack there where the seam is if you use white glue.
Okay.
What I was told was Sigment is the best for doing this. If you're going to have an outside seam where two pieces are put together and you're going to carve on it like that, they said the Sigment is easy to sand, but it doesn't shrink as much. You know, white glues, they still shrink over time.
Yeah.
Of course, that's going to distort a little bit and you can end up with some cracks in the paint. Sigment
Gotcha.
shrinks less, so it's less likely to happen.
Okay.
Try the
Gotcha. Thank
carpenter
you.
glue. Try that carpenter glue.
I got some Type Bond 3 because I know
Good.
that's
That's
supposed
what I
to be
glue mine with. Yeah, that's what I use.
less warpage, less chance for warpage and stuff like that with the Type Bond 3. So
Yeah.
I'm going to build the elevator, the sheeted elevator, which is like half by half sticks with some ribs in it, some 16th inch,
Cross
tractor,
braces, basically.
cross bracing, and then 16th inch sheeting on top. I was told to use Type Bond on that.
Good stuff.
Pigment on this, and then the finishing resin even for doing the laminating of the doublers and putting the carbon veil in. I'm talking to 3 different guys, and one of them's on the team right now. The other one has been to the world champs, and the other one's an expert flyer. So I'm going to trust in their judgment. They build beautiful airplanes, so
They know what they're doing.
if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me.
You're in good hands.
I
Yeah.
just looked at the thing on the side for the price, $19.99. There's
All right.
23 with the tax.
All right.
Hey,
I mean,
if you guys, if you want to get that, the 12-ounce stuff at Tower right now is $14.99.
Z-Pop?
That's all right. Yep,
that the large size or the smaller size? The 14.
12 ounces, 2 6-ounce bottles.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Well, I
know how
looked-
big yours is.
I
That's the
looked
biggest
at,
thing you can get.
It is?
West Marine. I was
This is 12 ounces.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I was
Yeah,
gonna
so-
buy West
are you
Marine.
trying to say goodbye, Walter Moore?
Oh, hang on.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
15
am
bucks
trying to
is a
say
good
goodbye,
price.
but I also wanted to thank you guys for the advice, and especially Lynn, because Lynn just gave me permission to do what I was thinking I had to do all along. And every once in a while, you just need somebody to say, that's the only way to do it. So you got to tear into the fuselage. So
Yeah,
thank you, guys.
Oh,
It's
you're
past
very
my
welcome.
bedtime, and take care.
All right.
Have a great
Thanks,
night.
Walter Moore.
Thanks, Walt.
Take it easy, Walter.
Steve, I'm sorry to step on your words there. Did you finish, or you want to finish?
Yeah, I seen that last week, and I don't know if that's new pricing, if they've lowered the price, but $14.99, and it's for the smaller one is $8.99, because Bob Smith was always cheaper than Z-Poxy. Now Z-Poxy's cheaper than Smith's. I still like Smith's better than Z-Poxy, but that's just me.
Man, and I just got a $50 Tower gift card from my brother-in-law for my birthday.
Oh,
That's
shit.
right. Your birthday. Happy birthday, Mike.
Yeah, last Friday.
Yeah, it was Friday. Y'all were on here.
Yeah, I was there. Hey, you guys, let me catch up on the chat box. I am so far behind. They almost doing their own thing. Actually, they are doing their own thing. So, but there was a question in there about classic planes. John, you said classic starts at anything before, what was it again?
Ends in before 1970, 69.
Before 19 what?
Before 1970.
1970? Okay. So anyways,
Hey,
that's the answer for that, Craig. Let me catch up with the chat. Woo, my God.
Hey, real quick, Charles. The 12-ounce epoxy is $15 from Tower.
Yeah, that's $14.99. Yeah, that's cheap.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah, I might have to jump on that. All right, so here we go.
Don't get stuck.
Let's see here. Okay, we finally got past all the smoking stuff.
Len.
Oh.
And let me see.
What
here.
smoking stuff? What did I miss?
No, you
Nothing. We don't need to
miss anything. Trust
Not
me.
right
We
now.
wasted too much time on that, man.
So, okay, here we go. All right, so okay. Well, you remember when we was talking about the elevator horn in the spring and all that? So, Mike Rigel says, yeah, that's the next best thing to ball bearings. And then Stephen McBride, he says, hello, I'm here, but cannot get into the chat. I don't know what's going on, Stephen McBride. Once you click on the link, you get into the Zoom, and if you don't have a client, it should be downloaded and you should be able to get in. So I don't know what's going on. And then Jeff Riley says, hi, Stephen, how you been? Stephen McBride responds, hey, Las Vegas Stunt Challenge is going strong. I think I did say that already. And then Stephen McBride says, we should have rooms information soon this week. And then
Perfect.
Riley says, cool, I've heard something about a new flying site. No IKEA anymore. And he says, yes, they don't have their old flying site. And then Steve McBride says, unfortunately, we lost the IKEA lot. Stephen McBride says, everyone should ban shopping at Ashley's. I don't know why he said that. And then they are troubled. And Jeff Riley goes, bummer. Where's the new one? Referring to the new flying site. And he goes, they bought the property to build a superstore to compete against. Okay, that's not necessary. Let me go on. Okay, so our new one is our home field at Sam Boyd Stadium. So that's where their flying site is, Mike Lonke. And then it's about 25 miles away from, says away from difference. I don't know what that means.
Probably downtown is what he meant to type.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably the auto spell or auto check or spell check. Then Jeff Riley says maybe they'll tear down. Never mind, we skip that. Okay, so the new field, Stephen McBride is saying home field is William Bennett Airfield. And
Yeah.
and Minnesota Mike says, Steve, are you going to the Golden State? Mike Rigel goes on to say, never mind, let's skip that. I'm giving you guys the Reader's Digest version of this here to save time.
I wish this wasn't so interesting.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay.
You guys bored Eddie to sleep.
Yeah, I know. Hey, is Evolution Gliders Trian or is somebody
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, he says the Dauntless bomber is screaming me to make it a stunt plane. And then Stephen McBride says, really? And then Stephen McBride says, Minnesota Mike, are you coming to our contest? That's the Las Vegas Stunt Challenge. And then Trian says, the U.S. Grumman TB-3E Avenger. And then Minnesota Mike says, I'm not sure. Brian moved to Montana. That's the one who used to be the CD of the Golden State Stunt Challenge. So I don't know if I'll just skip that. And then here we go. Greg Biswick says, Charles, MiG wing is out of the smoothie.
Smoothie, that's what it was.
Okay.
Cool.
Charles's Aviojets MiG was a
Okay.
smoothie wing. Yeah.
Okay. And then Stephen McBride says, well, it's true. Brian did a great job for many years at the Golden State. I'm sorry, the subject keeps switching. And then Dennis B. I'm not sure who Dennis B. is, but he said, used a T-Bird 2 wing Rest original. It must be an auto spell check. Then Minnesota Mike says, never mind, skip that. And then Jeff Riley says, okay, here's Jeff Riley's question. Dennis, it might be eligible. Let Charles catch up and ask John. He'll know. And John said anything before 1970, 69. That's the answer to that question. And then Dennis B goes, okay, thanks. Jeff Riley, we're almost done, you guys. Jeff Riley says the T-Bird 2 wing was a good pick. And then Stephen McBride, 25 minutes. I guess he's let me know what that meant earlier. Oh, and then, it says, I guess it's 25 minutes difference than before, I guess. Then the last one, drum roll. Mike Miguel says chat is way behind. I know. Yeah, I know. Then some of the things you are describing are obsolete. Yeah, I know that too. But we're all caught up, and I skipped a lot of it. Sorry about that.
Okay, if Stephen is still watching out there in YouTube land, Stephen, I am planning on coming to the contest. I know Ruben has messaged me on Messenger a little bit about it, and he is under the impression that Samuel is coming with us. Samuel is not going to come, so Sam does not need a plane. But I was curious. I may be bringing a friend of mine. He'll need an airplane for beginner on Sunday. So if you got some old junky profile that he could fly beginner with on Sunday, that'd be great. And then I know you've offered up the Intrepid for me to fly in Pampa Stunt, but I would also like to maybe fly Classic or Super 70s on Saturday since I'm coming all the way out there. And I was hoping you had some old Warhorse in the shop that I could use on Saturday as well. Or I may have to steal one from Charles. I don't know. Give me one of your best airplanes, Charles.
Yeah, well, I'm probably bringing that Chipmunk. So if all else fails, we can share the same plane. No biggie.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to come and just fly one day. If I'm coming, I'd like to be able to fly today's events too. So if Stephen, if you got something in there that I could use, I'd sure appreciate it. And I do have the, Charles gave me the contest flyer with your phone number on it. And I was planning on giving you guys a call here probably sometime this week. I'll give you a shout so we can start talking about, I guess once the hotel information comes out, I'll give you a call so we can discuss.
Right. And speaking about this contest, anybody out there who's listening, I mean, think about it. Las Vegas, should be a pretty easy sell. You can talk your wife and the guys flying into Las Vegas. There's lots to do outside of the contest, and Ruben and Stephen are negotiating some room rates for us. So, try to consider, and you have time. You have until November 6th and the 8th, I think, is the contest date. The Las Vegas Challenge. It'd be great if we could have like a StuntHangar video presence there, and we can come back and talk about it. And it should be a lot of fun in that previous week. So consider doing that, coming out to the Las Vegas Challenge.
What's up, John?
Well, if the Rubens are still there, I'd like to ask a question. I'm planning on driving down my little ancient antique Toyota mini motorhome. Is there a place I can park it?
Yes, I was talking to Ruben and Steven just yesterday, and they said at their field you can park there overnight. I don't know what kind of supplies or hookups they have available, but they
need a hookup. I just,
You mentioned that you could.
Well, it used to be at all the casinos. They had a place for
RVs,
RV hookups and everything. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I should be okay no matter what then.
Yeah, no matter where you go. I mean, it used to be that way. I mean, I haven't been there in 15 years or so, but the last time I was there, man, they had RVs up the butt parked in them parking lots.
Well, hey, John, maybe I don't need to get a hotel room, since I made the offer at the Nats. Maybe you and I could cuddle in the Toyota, man.
Oh my Lord!
It's not quite the after party yet.
Cuddling in the Toyota.
You're too anxious there, Mike.
Yeah, no, I just had to squeeze that in, man.
Well, You guys, we've had 22 concurrent viewers. We've been as high as 26, I believe. Yeah, 26 viewers and 17 likes. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit that. And if you're watching this as a replay, we do this every Monday and Friday at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to transition to the after party. And so all we're going to do is continue on, but we're going to end the live stream. And sometimes the after party is better than the live stream. If you happen to be a StuntHangar member, you can come into StuntHangar and look for the At the Bench thread. And there's a link with today's date. You click on that, and that'll bring you into the show. And in a few minutes, we're going to just transition to what we call the after party. And anyways, I see here in the chat, Stephen McBride says it is set up for RV parking. We have power and water. And he said, Howard Rush, I heard that you were coming. You going, Howard Rush?
Yeah, Howard said he was going.
All right.
The Las Vegas thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mary Lou will let me. Is that okay? We go to Las Vegas?
Las Vegas.
Maybe, she says.
Maybe.
Well,
Okay.
tell her she can come along, that you'll hand her a couple thousand a day while you're flying.
She's mathematically astute woman. I don't think she's gonna fall for that.
Hey, Tryon, you're just in time for the after party. So we are going to, let me see, is there anything else on the chat before I end the show? Okay, anyways, hey, thanks for coming in. Thanks for watching. We'll be back Friday. Hopefully everybody out there can go out there and have some fun or build some planes or have a show and tell. The show was Friday. Just want to encourage you to come on back. And don't forget the super chat. We didn't get any super chat. We have no new YouTube members. The YouTube membership is only $4.99 a month. That's less than 17 cents a day. And then the super chats is just a one and done. As often as you'd like. You don't have a monthly subscription. So please consider doing that. And if you want to help support us, you need to come in during the live stream show and hit the super chat button at that time, or put your comments or questions in during the live stream. After I end this, it's going to start doing the wrap up, and this show will be a wrap. So with that being said, so long, goodbye. We'll see you guys Friday, and we're going to continue on to have fun. We will